this is Terry Good from the International Motocross Museum. We're at the building that we're in the process of acquiring, and we thought we'd do a little walk-through tour just to show you, how nice it is. And it is. It's 100,000 square feet, and it will be the home of the International Motocross Museum. I'm sure it'll be a global destination, and we just want to give you a little preview of what's in store in the future. So, first of all, I'm standing right outside the front of it here, and we're on a major highway that goes right through Chicago, in through to Indiana, up to Wisconsin. We're about 20 minutes north of Chicago O'Hare Airport, which is a major hub in the United States. We're centrally located, and downtown Chicago is just a fantastic city, tons of stuff to do. Anyway, let's go inside and see what we got. Okay, so here's the entrance. Goes right into a reception area, a very nice reception area. Okay, right now it's used as a Mercedes Sprinter van building, but this is the reception area, and we'll have a nice display area over there. Relaxing, a lounge, probably have a screen like this with videos playing. We have a nice kitchen area over here, which is really handy. Over here we have a couple offices in here. So a lot of the museum administrative stuff will be handled in there. And then you'll also buy your tickets in here. And then we go out into the museum area. Now we have a roll-up door over here, as you can see. There's storage areas. We have bathrooms, men's and women's bathroom over here. It's really nice. So we've got all that, and then we'll come on out to the museum area. And out here is 100,000 square foot of full-on motocross history. It goes all the way down there. All these floors have been recently re-epoxied. Epoxy floors. Ceiling's been painted white. All the lights are LED. All converted. So we got to be careful of no license plate numbers. Right now they're using this for the Mercedes Sprinter, and they have a shop back there where they service them, and then they also have a wheel repair service down there. So you can see a lot of this building is empty at the moment. But this is just one half of it right here. Actually, not even one half. So here we'll go into the other side. Got about 20-some feet of height in here. They store cars in here also. So lights are not on, but you can get the idea. This is just ready for us to roll into. All the heating, air conditioning, everything's ready to go. We're going to have so many exhibits in here, like dioramas, where you go back in time, and you'll see the big, on the wall, a big photograph, of say Saddleback Park or something, Namur in Belgium, something like that. And then we'll have the van, you know, the transporter, the bikes, the mechanics gear, all the tools, all the stuff there. So it'll give you a real unique experience of actually being back in time at, you know, whatever is being displayed there. You know, for example, Sten London, you know, we have his 61 World Championship Lido. We'll have that all set up, and you'll feel like you're at whatever track, you know, in Europe in 1961, and that's kind of the idea. The other thing we're going to do is at the real important displays, we'll have a kiosk set up where your phone will actually, you know, wirelessly connect to it, and you can wear a set of headphones and actually listen to all the details about that exhibit you're looking at. And you can do it in real time, you know, at your convenience, you know, if you want to scroll back or something like that, whereas the next guy, he's listening to the same thing, only he's at a different spot in it. So it's pretty cool what we've got planned here. We feel that this will be, I mean, for sure it'll be the finest motocross museum in the world because of all the pedigreed motorcycles and gear and trophy, you know, all the memorabilia that we've acquired over the last 45 years will be displayed here. And, you know, if you want to see Roger DeCoster's bikes, got to come here. You know, you can see, I can go to Belgium, I can go to France, I can go to Spain, I can go to Australia, Japan, and I can see a mint Elsinore. But if you want to see the bikes that made the history, the actual ones, the factory works, unobtainium motorcycles, this is the place to be. And we plan on doing just an absolute stellar job. Once we acquire this building, what we're going to do is hire an outside contractor to come here and design. There are companies that just design museums, and we'll give them everything chronologically with all the stuff that we want displayed, and then they'll go ahead and make that design and draw a set of blueprints. And then an electrical contractor will come in and design the lighting for those, along with the museum designer. They'll draw an electric plan, so each exhibit will have the correct lighting. Like I said, the kiosks at the thing. It'll be just spectacular. And we feel, with all the stuff that I've collected over the last 45 years, we feel that it would probably take a person, if he went through everything, a couple days to go through it. And that's including even rotating stuff. I amassed just an enormous amount of stuff under the surface, you know, and now it's time to go public with it. So we need donations to do this. I can't do it on my own. So, you know, we'll be hitting the corporations up. A couple of the OEMs have already dedicated, you know, some financial aid to us. So it's a fun project. It's a lot of work. But another thing we're going to do is we're going to have a historical society right here in this building that will have all our archives of books, film, magazines. I have something like 250,000 plus photographs, most of which have never been seen, all kinds of statistics, just archives of motocross history from 1924 till now. And all that will be, if we can, over behind these doors over here. So let's go over there. I mean, you couldn't find a better location, right on a main highway, space, 100,000 square feet. We'll have plenty of room to do all this. I'll show you after we see this, the vans that, I've been buying vehicles to display with these bikes, you know, period 71 Dodge van, 76 Ford Econoline, you know, Ford Transit from Europe. Okay, so in here, down this hall, there's storage back here. But there's this really nice conference room. I guess that's what it was. But we're going to make this a media room. And in here we'll have it'll be like going in a library, and all this stuff will be available in here for people that want to research the sport. You know, I've got so many, I think I have like 300 films of vintage motocross, most that no one's ever seen. And we'll have a big screen over here. You know, we could set up chairs, show videos and things like that at certain events. The whole scope of this project is to document and preserve the history of motocross. And it's something that's never been done before. It's kind of a shame because next year our sport will be 100 years old. And there's no museum, there's nothing. And there's such a rich history to this sport, you know. Oh man, I used to hear, you know, Les Archer was a good friend of mine, 1956 world champion. We used to Skype 2 or 3 times a week. He was in Calpe, Spain, and I was here in Chicago, or Lake Forest, and we used to talk on the Skype, you know. We'd see each other on the computer and talk like in real time. And he used to just tell me the stories of you know, August Mingles and Rene Barton, Victor Laloux, all these past champions that, you know, most of us never heard of. And, you know, in many ways, I think maybe that era was the greatest era of the sport after listening to all those stories. But we're preserving that. And Leslie died in 2019. I was fortunate enough to go to Spain at the beginning, or in the spring of 2019, and I got to see him just a few months before he passed. But he donated his entire family's history, all the Isle of Man trophies and the Brooklands, and you know, all when he did the road racing stuff and then the motocross stuff, you know, of all the just unbelievable things that he did. And you know, he was sponsored by Norton, and the Archers of Aldershot was their shop. And I have many artifacts from all that. So that'll all be on display here, where the very DNA of motocross started. Leslie's grandfather was a part of the very first event at Bagshot Heath, England in 1924, J.C. Archer. So anyway, it's all going to be here, and we're just really honored and proud to be able to display it. And it's a work in progress, and like I said, we're going to need help. But let's continue on with our little tour here. So down this hall, there's, well, we have restrooms here, the men's room, women's room, drinking fountain. It's just all ready to go. And then that's an access to outside out there. And let's go back the way we just came in, and we can go over. It's probably kind of dark where they're at, but we can go see some of the vans that I purchased to put in these dioramas that we're going to make. And you know, I've just been planning this for a long, long time. And within the last few years, you know, it's been a work in progress. Back in 2019, I purchased a building that was 46,000 square feet. And I signed the contract, had the earnest money up and all that, and we were having stuff shipped to the building. And the next thing you know, I'm thinking this isn't even close to having enough square footage. And the building was just getting smaller every time I went over there. Oh yeah, it's dark. Okay, forget that. Let's go out this way. Let's go this way. And this is probably not the best light in here either, but at least you could see the other portion of the building. Over here is storage. Here, this is all storage. Look at this. This is huge. It's all storage room. right now for tires, but we can put bikes and things that aren't on display in here and store them. And it's well secured. The building is well secured. There's a fire sprinkler system in it. There's an alarm system in it. And, you know, it's, like I said, it's pretty much ready to go. All it takes is money, folks. Okay, and then we'll look over here at the other end. Kind of a neat truck right here. This whole video thing that we're doing here is ad hoc. Bob Nielsen just stopped by my house on his way from Mid-Ohio, and we just on the spot decided to come over here. So it's not going to be the best video, but you'll be able to get an idea of what's going on and just seeing the immensity of this building. And then here's a whole nother wing over here. And there's a whole workshop over there. We don't need to go over there, but there's a giant workshop area in through those doors over there. Outside here is plenty of room to expand if for some reason, get a shot back there. I mean, look how big that is. That's just, you know, it's unbelievable. You could do a lot of stuff in there, and that's just one, not even a quarter of it. We're serious. We don't do anything on a small scale. Mm-hmm. There's no garage built behind the garage. We're not doing that. But, you know, this is a whole nother thing. There's a lot of great collections out there. George Ackerman, that moto barn, boy, am I a fan of what he's doing. You know, and Rusty Hibbs has his Michigan thing going, and so we all like that stuff. But again, this is a whole nother deal. This is the history. And we will fill this up, believe it or not. We'll fill this with motocross history, the real deal. No replicas, you know, they'll be the real bikes. So anyway, this is the cheap $5 tour, I guess you could call it. And anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll keep updating with progress as we go along. Terry Good out.